This episode is brought to you by Whitaker Garage Doors, your one-stop shop for all things garage doors, proudly based in Peekskill, New York. Your home is a direct reflection of your personal style, and let's face it, your garage doors are the first thing people see when they pull up your driveway. Whether you're looking for the timeless charm of a classic carriage house door or the clean, sleek look of a basic wood finish, Whitaker Garage Doors offers traditional options for every taste and budget. I can personally vouch for their incredible service. When I had my own garage doors done, I was blown away by their timeliness, professionalism, and overall respect for their clients. Jonathan, Cassara, and their entire team are top-notch, and they really go the extra mile to ensure you're happy with the final result. So if you're in the market for a new garage door or need some repairs, give them a call or find them on Instagram at Whitaker_doors. Don't forget to tell them you're a friend of Dave's over at the No Snooze podcast. Whitaker Doors. You won't regret it. Now, back to the Epi. Adversity? Bring it. The struggle? I welcome it. Snooze on life? Never that. I am Dave Regina, and this is the No Snooze podcast. Come on. Welcome back, No Snooze Podcast, episode 271. As always, I'm in the booth with my brother, Claudio the Voice Valenzuela, and I am Dave, the bowler body, Regina. That's how you know it's going to be a good one. When you start off and you get the giggle from CV, that also tells us the mood for the day and the tone. For those of you who are not on YouTube, I have a shirt that I thought looked really good on the rack in Kohl's, and I bought it about a year ago, and I never wore it because the first time I put it on, Katie was like, "That's not it. Don't do it."
She said no?
Yep, it's a black shirt with some white stripes going down. And then I put it on this morning. I left the house really early, so she didn't see me. She hasn't even seen that I'm in the shirt yet. But then I walk in, and I feel like a bowler. It kind of gives bowler vibes, right? Bowler vacation vibes.
So yes,
$11.99.
So
I popped the tag today.
That's a very good deal. So here's the thing, the bowler thing. Yes, I agree. I will tell you that was not the first thought that crossed my mind when I first saw you. It was
vacation.
I don't know if that's any better or not,
Kumbaya?
but it's a Goomba from Vegas. That you're the big Italian guy, he's the mafia guy. You got the rings. They put the chains out.
The chains out. Come on. How's this?
Oh no, that makes you a Guido.
Come on, bro.
Now you're a Guido.
This is what I'm talking about. So yeah, if you're not on YouTube, I encourage you to check it out.
But yeah, it's a good shirt. I like it.
It's all right, right?
I like it. Yeah.
Listen, episode 270 was with Felva. That was dope. My guy came in from Miami. We had a really good conversation. 271, we're going to do some Q&As. We haven't done a Q&A in a couple weeks. CV has his phone out right now for the Instagram, and we going to pump this. And this is live here, and it's live there. All right, so if you guys are not familiar with Kai Visions, check us out in Stanford. My boy has an abundance of podcasts under him now. How many podcasts, bro?
There's over 20. There's like 25, I think. Yeah.
Killing the game.
Yeah. There's a bunch of them.
Killing. We're creeping up on 300.
We are. That's pretty exciting.
That's pretty cool.
You know?
We got to get like gold balloons in the background for the 300, you know? Like somebody
We got to make sure we
off.
have like, when we do the 300th episode, we got to like plan a little bit for it.
Maybe like shirt off 300 type thing. That's a movie.
That is a movie.
Hey,
that is a movie.
You feel me?
Spartans.
Let's go. All right, we are doing Bible verse today, all right? And this is James 2:17, a great disciple of Jesus. That's James, by the way. It goes like this. In the same way, faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead. Did you catch that, CV?
It sounded like talk is cheap, motherfucker.
Yeah. Let's break that down, all right? So faith means believing that God can move in your life. Works are the actions that align with the belief that you have in God. And then the word dead faith is belief with no movement. And I think that's something that we do often. We tend to have these beliefs and we pray and we this and that. But James is telling us that without really taking action, you got nothing. So let's break this down in a practical, applicable way here, right? You can pray for better health, but you can never change the habits, go to the gym, eat healthier, get better sleep. You can pray for a stronger marriage, but if you're avoiding the hard conversations, what does that really look like? You can pray that you want to be the entrepreneur or have a better business, but if you're not sending the emails and doing the actual work, then it's just a blank prayer. Faith is not passive, okay? I'm very guilty of this. At times in my life, I used to pray on things and really never move with strategy. For faith to be, I guess, at the forefront of everything, it has to move alongside the actions. And now, if you're not taking the actions and you're just believing, you better believe that nothing is going to happen in your life, right? So I guess the takeaway here is that belief becomes the spark, but action is what turns, we'll call it conviction, right? When you feel convicted. That conviction, when it's paired with the action, that's when you're going to make moves in your life. Does that make sense, CV?
Yeah, no, 100%.
So the final thing here is you want to pray like it depends on God, but work like it depends on you.
Mm.
So allow the prayer, God to do his thing with the prayer, but the work that's behind it, that has to be all on you. You can't just look for God to do the work.
Right, because then it would be just miracles. And
Miracle
we're not out here looking for
after
miracles.
miracle, open door. You know that song?
No.
Oh, all right. It's a
But continue.
it's a worship song.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, continue. Let us.
No. So that's what I wanted to drop on you guys today. We haven't done the Bible verse in a minute. I like getting into the practical applications of simple scripture. Pastor Reg at it again.
Pastor Reg.
What'd you think of that?
The Pastor Reg or the?
No, the whole the sermon.
No, it's
my
good.
3-minute sermon.
That was an easy. I'll tell you this. That was an easy one to grasp because I grasped it right away, and I wasn't even paying. I don't want to say I wasn't paying attention, but you saw me had the phone out, so I was doing a little bit of the B-roll thing,
Yep.
and but I immediately I picked up on it, and it was basically that.
Right.
You gotta do some work too. Can't just be all about praying, but you gotta pray so that way he knows that it's coming.
You got to pray and play.
Pray and play. Let's go. Pastor Reg in the house.
All right, let's get it. So we got some questions. We appreciate you guys, always sending these in. I try to compile them. I always try to compile them in a way that like makes sense to break out the episodes. So you're going to see a common theme today, which we'll get into. So CV, I think we got 3 of them. And then at the end, I want to just talk to you guys about a little situation that I think is pretty prevalent in other people's lives as well. And I want to know, I guess, your opinion, CV, when we get to the end. But let's start with number 1.
Yeah, but before we start, can we talk about something?
Absolutely, bro.
What's going on with this weather, bro?
Oh, man.
Like, I know you came in your little, Bolero shirt right here. And you're ready,
Bolero Reg.
and you're ready to go. But what is up with this? It's cold. It's still kind of chilly out there.
I got my AC on, so I'm...
Do you really?
Yeah.
Actually, so do I. I can't lie.
And I sleep, it's bad, though. Sometimes it's at 58. Oof. 58, not 68.
This
and
is
Katie
I'm
loves
in
it.
your house.
Yeah.
So do you
only in our room.
You like it cold? You like it cold, obviously.
Freezing.
Yeah, we like it cold too. Not that cold. I mean,
freeze me out, baby.
I mean, our heat doesn't really turn on in the winter months unless it's like below like 60, like 59-ish.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got an itch in my nose, bro.
And in this, in the summer, I like the AC on all the time, obviously. But like right now, it's the AC doesn't go on, but the house is pretty chilly. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because
I think we're making a break.
I hope so.
I hope we're making a break because
the sun comes out and it looks gorgeous.
Listen, Memorial Day is coming. I am going.
Sun's out, Bolero shirts out.
Tropical place of Wildwood, New Jersey. All right. So listen, I'm gonna pray for good weather because we outside, baby.
Well, the weather has been good, but it's been a little bit chilly.
Yeah.
It's like you can't be out there like, know, or if you get a little bit of shade, which I will tell you, I do love this kind of weather more so if it were like year round,
Just not raining.
Just not raining. Well,
like
yeah,
60s.
not this part. When it's sunny out. When it's sunny out, not right now. It's
60s is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
Even 70s.
it's comfortable.
No wind.
The only thing that's been effing up right now is the freaking tree pollen, like the allergy stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yo,
that's
I got into
crazy.
it. So I'm over here scratching my nose. You see me over here, right? I thought about this the other day. I had a terrible case of the hiccups, and it happened to me 2 days in a row. Bro, you're talking 20 minutes. God forbid this happens to me on a podcast or when I'm doing a speaking engagement. I was like, in the name of Jesus, please,
Don't put it out there.
Do not
man.
let that happen
Don't
to
put
me.
it out there.
Bro, I was like the big, you know.
Yeah, I hate
big
hiccups.
hiccups.
They're tough.
Oh man, but like Callie was like, "Be quiet, Dad." I'm like, "I can't," and it was like that extra.
That's funny.
So hopefully I don't get it.
And that's a perfect transition
go,
to
baby.
our first question.
Q&As.
Q&As. All right. How do I stop bringing yesterday's problems into today? I've had a hard time with this since I was in high school, or really as long as I can remember. How do I stop bringing yesterday's problems into today?
Into today.
Man, that's a good one.
So I have this little saying that, you know, I really do live by, and it's a new day and a new start. But the truth is, it's a new day, new start only if you're willing to believe that, right? Because if we're holding on to things, let me give you an analogy. I was actually thinking about this. I was taking the garbage out, and you know, when the garbage gets full, you kind of take it out because it stinks. But essentially, you would never go into that trash, take out your old steak bone. I eat a lot of steaks, so there's a lot of bones in there, and put it back on a plate and put it back on my dinner table.
That's a
The
great
same
analogy.
way that physical trash is there, we have what's called mental trash, we'll call it. So we are essentially going into our mental trash from the day before to intentionally choose to bring it back out. And as I was bringing this trash out, it stunk. So I'm like, I need to get this out of my house. And it's the same way with our thought process, just as we move through life. Yesterday is in the past, but it is only in the past if we choose to leave it there. And I'm not saying that you don't acknowledge the things that are going on in your life, but every day I believe is a new opportunity to move forward with your routines, right? At some point on this podcast, I will share what CV and I spoke about off air. I had a little situation, one that I'm not really proud of. It kind of upset me. My ego was hurt a little bit. Basically, somebody that I have a lot of respect for treated me in an unfair way, but it's too new to share with you guys. But that was just yesterday. Right, and I'm not trying to do any cliffhangers here. I'm really just trying to be transparent in a way that makes sense. I woke up and I was upset about that. Clearly, I'm talking to you about it again. It was an upsetting situation. But the thing that I did not allow it to compromise is my daily routine. Because I still have 17 meetings today. I still have to get Callie when I have to get her. I have all these responsibilities. But the thing that's most important for me to function properly throughout the duration of my day is taking care of my morning routine. So when I got up this morning, although I felt that way, I made the conscious choice not to go into that mental trash and continue to move forward, i.e. hydrating right away, putting Joel Osteen in my ear, following up Joel Osteen with another self-help podcast, which is typically not what I do on a day-to-day basis. But because my mind wasn't fully clear after Joel, I chose to continue to stay into it. And I took my ass to the gym, drank my Celsius, and I got moving. And even while I was moving through my sets, I was like, damn, this situation is whack. But I still never allowed it to stop me. And too often we allow these moments that really can be behind us. We don't leave them in the past. And again, I'm not saying don't acknowledge what's going on in life, right? Because again, now when the time came, I have somebody I love and trust in CV. I'm able to tell you what's going on in my life, but it doesn't hinder me. This person, whoever, wrote this in, is not doing the best that they can. They're not, because you're choosing to take out that mental trash.
Would you say that basically sticking to your routine and doing those things is a way to, I guess, proverbially empty the trash can, the mental trash can?
Well, so that's a great point. Great analogy. What I'm essentially doing, I think that the trash is still there, right? But what I'm doing is I'm building this confidence bucket next to my trash.
So one just has to supersede the other,
Right.
kind of.
Because again, what I don't want to be clear, like I don't want it to ever be like you're just burying things, because I'm not doing that. I'm not burying it. But there's also a time and a place, and you have to be able to compartmentalize if you want to be successful, right? So again, this situation is still very real and it's still there. However, I have the choice. You have the choice. Are you going to allow this thing to continue to hold you down, which now stomps on your confidence bucket, and now you just got this big thing of mental trash? So my goal throughout the day is to do these things that allows my confidence bucket to go through and supersede this mental trash. And now I have the tools and the tactics where I'm able to address this with a level of emotional intelligence because I've already put myself as the priority level over what's going on in my life.
Interesting. Are you ready for
Yes.
debating Claudio?
Yes.
Or
Debatio.
Yeah. Do you assign value to those problems that obviously fall in your head?
Assign value, what do you mean?
Like,
if I get in a fight with Katie versus something happening,
not even
at work?
versus. So let's use that.
Yep.
One. I just want to use a generic example.
Mm-hmm.
You have a bad issue the day before, so that's obviously the problem. It's a conflict that's on your mind, and now that's the mental trash that's kind of in there, like stewing. Do you assign value to that, or do you just not assign? And the reason I'm asking that, maybe to give a little context. Sometimes there may be people, I know I do it, that. And I don't do it like specifically, I'm going to assign value to this problem, like this is number one priority. But I think naturally our brains tend to do that, which is why sometimes problems in our heads continue doing that hamster wheel and they don't go away and they kind of stay there. And then you keep going back to it. And then it keeps tugging at you. So do you assign value?
I like that question, man. I think it's great. I would use the word I compartmentalize versus looking at value. Because I certainly value, and I want to be clear about that, right? Let's use Katie as an example, the woman that I love. We'll get into a situation and say and this does not happen, thank God, but it has happened where we go to sleep next to each other and we're not like on the best terms, but you wake up the next day. The value, like that's the most important woman in my life. So I'm never taking away the value of what's really there. But also I know in my relationship what I have to do because I like to be the leader in my relationship. I like to be the one to come back around, even if it's on her. My goal is to come back the next day and set the foundation for a safe space. But the way that I do that is I have to pour into myself to get my mind back right. I don't address issues right first thing in the morning because honestly, I want to take my ass to the gym and go clang and bang. And if I need to, curse a little bit and do whatever I got to do to get my head right, I prioritize that in the moment, knowing that the end goal is going to be to come back and close out that situation and then move forward. But rarely am I, my personality type, I'm not really too good at just addressing it kind of right then and there without any level of thought process. Like, I like to address things immediately now, but when it comes to Katie specifically, she doesn't like that. So I've learned that it's much better to pour into myself, let her wake up, and she's a little scary Mary until I kind of come back around anyway. But like, let me get up, let me have a cup of coffee, let me go to the gym. And then my responsibility as a man in my relationship is to kind of come back around. So I think you don't never take value away from it, but you also prioritize yourself in that moment to give yourself maybe the current tools that are needed to address that situation.
Okay, final follow-up for this one. This was a very personal to me thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be vulnerable here. So I have trouble when I feel that maybe the argument or the problem or whatever that was caused or happened, when I feel like I'm right about it and I've given a lot of thought to it and what I said or what I thought was right, not wrong, then, as you know, I have had trouble articulating that and then that's where kind of problems will happen. How do I get out of that, or how do I mitigate that? How do I mitigate being so stubborn in my, hey, I was right, and maybe I created a fight, maybe I created a problem, maybe I created whatever, and it's now a reoccurring problem in my own head, but ultimately in my heart, I know that I was right with the context, with the black and white, and the data.
Mm-hmm.
How do I mitigate this?
So I've come to the conclusion now, and we've shared this, we've said this saying a bunch of times, but it's important too, where disagreement is okay. I've used to believe that disagreement was not okay. But I know Bro, there's 8 billion people in the world. Everybody has different opinions. Everybody has different thought processes. Everybody has different procedures. Everybody has different feelings. So I am now okay and I'm comfortable in a place of disagreement. Now, disrespect is not okay. And that's where I think when you take that inner disagreement and you turn it into like inner turmoil and then that comes out, that's problematic. But for you to be able to close out a conversation safely and in a healthy environment saying, hey, look, I really believe that I was right because of X, Y, and Z. And these are the facts here. What's your perception of it, right? Katie will tell me, no, listen, that's not how I perceived it at all. Although you said it that way, this is why I felt this way. And she gives me something that I'm able to receive. And we will sometimes end it on, okay, we're just going to agree to disagree. But now are we going to allow the disagreement to transfer over into the following days, weeks, months, years without just acknowledging like, yo, you could disagree, bro. And now, unless this person is like the most important person in your life, it's okay. Like you are not responsible to make people feel the way that you feel. I used to always feel like and I still love to win, but like I don't have to convince anybody of anything anymore. I can share my perspective and I can also give backup as to why I feel that way. And if you don't want to agree with it, you don't have to agree with it. You can share your perspective with me, but then I don't have to agree with you either. And as long as it doesn't get to that disrespectful place, I think we're good.
Yeah, easier said than done.
Absolutely.
That's a lot of
but it's
work.
Practice.
Yeah, it's a
practice.
lot of work that you got to put on.
And the way to do that is to be in those environments, right? Like get around people who disagree with you and see how that feels. That little like feeling of you wanting to talk and you not talking now. Not everything needs to be said too. My therapist told me that many times. Not everything needs to be said. And I thought that full transparency and vulnerability.
I struggle with that too.
Yeah, I thought full transparency and vulnerability really meant that, but it doesn't mean that. Not every thought needs to be discussed.
That's it's good.
Good?
But I'm not gonna lie.
It's good, but not applicable.
I mean, it probably is applicable. It's a lot of internal work that has to go on because, yeah, it's a lot of. I guess it's a lot of bad habits that you have to kind of break.
Oh yeah,
and learn. You know.
For the past 5 years, I've trusted Kai Vision Studio with my podcast, and every time Claudio delivers an exceptional experience. The setup here is flawless: professional lighting, crystal clear audio, and a custom set that makes every episode look elite. As someone who speaks on leadership, I know how important it is to show up with clarity and confidence. This studio allows me to do just that. The quality here isn't just about the equipment, it's about the environment. Claudio has created a space where I can focus on my message, knowing the production will be sharp, engaging, and professional. In a world flooded with content, standing out matters. And having a studio like this gives me the edge to produce videos and podcasts that truly connect with my audience. If you're serious about creating high-quality content, I can't recommend Kai Visions enough. Claudio makes you feel at home, yet delivers at the highest level. 5 years in, I'm not going anywhere else.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good one. Next question. I find myself making small things bigger than they need to be in my relationship. Could use some guidance. Is this one related to the first one?
It sounds very, very similar, right? It does. This is something I think I'm guilty of, in my own life for many, many years. I think we have to fix the small problems before those things fester into much bigger things. We have to, because at the end of the day, I have learned now that these small, minute things, I wish there was more context to that specific thing, but these small little issues can be addressed in 5 minutes.
I can give you some context, not about that one specifically, but some of my own, because I actually resonate with this a lot. Because I am one of those people that when little things come up, I don't try to react to them. But then it's an accumulation of things that ultimately then the dumbest thing like breaks the camel's back. And before you know it, it's become a huge... The fight could have been massive over something that you're probably like, well, you broke over boom. And it's deeper. It's way deeper. And when you get to peeling the layers of the onion, you're like, damn, you should have just nipped that in the bud when it was the first small, like what you're alluding to. But so what do you tell somebody that is that? Because it takes some inner fortitude to be able to say, hey, I disagree with you in this moment, and it's something very small, and and now it becomes very confrontational, and
Yeah.
some people are not confrontational.
Well, so I think you have two things in life, right? And these are two normal things, but you get to choose what these things are. We're all going to have worries, or you could have constant worries. So you have worries and constant worries, right? Now, I truly believe, and I feel very strongly about this, that you and I have drowned. I have gone to a place to where I begin to drown in that worry that I've turned to a constant worry because I never addressed it. And if you are not addressing the little small thing, what happens is like that bucket we were talking about before, that trash, that mental trash, that's just going to continue to fester. So in my opinion and in my own life now, right, I find myself in situations where I'm busy throughout the day. But if there's something that bothers me and I realize that I can nip this in the butt in 5 minutes or less, I'm doing it. And
But you're different. You are one, not to say that you're confrontational, but you are, if something like that stirs the pot, you dive to it immediately.
But why is that? Why is that?
I think that's in your nature.
It hasn't always been that way. It has not always been. I actually used to avoid confrontation.
Like when?
My whole life, dude. In every intimate relationship that I've ever been in, my way of dealing with things was to let time pass and never discussing it.
So this is obviously pre I met you. Because since I've met you,
Well, you also met me on a business side of things too. So I do separate my job, right? Like I know what's right because I always say it. I'm like, you don't pay my bills, so I have to do what's right, which I feel strongly about too. But listen, man, I think in any relationship, whether that's business, personal, whatever it is, we have these little things. But even me and you, we've had plenty of disagreements over the years. How much better do you feel when we have just a little conversation about it?
well, no, obviously it when you clear the air, at the very least, whether there's agreement or disagreement, you've gotten that load off of your shoulders. So I agree. I agree with that. But the part that I'm, I guess, seeking some advice or guidance, or I guess for you to talk about this portion is, and if you were somebody that was not confrontational, then you understand. It's very hard to be that person to bring up a problem when it's not in your nature to be like, this needs to get resolved right now, you know? So how did you go from being that non-confrontational person to the person that says, hey, something is wrong, let's nip this in the bud right now and let's talk about it and let's clear the air? And granted, now you're way past into, now you're more developed in the sense that you can kind of make more sense of things. But in the very beginning, I'm sure it was a struggle.
Yeah, I think on my own personal journey, I lost a lot. And I sacrificed a lot, way too much. Because of my bad behavior, I ended up losing my life as I knew it to be, which forced me to change. So it's unfortunate because a lot of people don't have that opportunity because they're still in that situation. But now, if we know that we put a seed in the ground and we cover it with dirt and we continue to water it, it's going to grow, right? So when you're not addressing things, that's you watering it. So it's going to continue to grow. So now my question back to you is, if you know that, how do you stop it?
Ooh, that's a great question because it's uncomfortable.
You do two things. You either let it grow or you handle it completely and you dig it up, which might be uncomfortable. There's another option there, though, where you trim, right? Like if weeds are getting out of control and you don't pull it from the root because you're not that person that can just go in and bully and whatever it is to get it done and out, you can trim it, though. But now how do we trim in our relationships? Are we able to have the conversation that doesn't have to be that uncomfortable, but like, hey, you just said something that made me a little uncomfortable. And I think too often we hold those simple feelings in versus just letting them out. And when you let them out, that's going to open the door for another conversation. And I truly believe that conversations are okay. Conversations are necessary for relationships to thrive and grow. Right? So you don't have to be the person that's going to uproot everything and go plant it somewhere else. You don't have to be that. But if I do something to you that makes you uncomfortable, I hope you have the inner strength in your own life and the inner confidence, which is another reason why I think that your habits and routines are so important, because that's the type of stuff that gives you confidence. But I would hope and I pray that you have enough confidence within you to say, yo, Dave, man, like, you left me out of that one. You didn't. I would have liked you to handle it this way. You know what I mean? Like there is also a confidence factor that has to be there versus this like Fear Factor. Great show, by the way. You know, you have to build up this level of resilience in your life by believing in yourself. And the only way to really address things and create belief in yourself is doing the things that you're going to say you're going to do. So that's why I truly believe when you say that you're going to go, you know, drop the clothes at the dry cleaner at 10 o'clock and you don't do it until the next Tuesday, that subconsciously kills your confidence. It's a stupid example, but it's not the gym, but it's an everyday situation that those little things, when you're not addressing them in the moment, you're telling yourself by the action that you're not taking that you don't believe in yourself because you're willing to put it off. So what in your life, not you, but anybody, what in your life do you continue to push off where you could be gaining some level of confidence? All right. And also, here's the other thing. This is a very applicable situation to me right now. I mentioned Wildwood, New Jersey, right? And I'm excited to go. I'm going there because I have a lot of financial obligations coming up. But I still want to have a fun, affordable family time with Katie and Callie. Katie is from, well, Queens and Long Island, right? But Long Island. She has a perception of Wildwood, which a lot of people do. That
Especially in this area.
Yeah, like, yo, is it trash? Like, is it trashy? Mm-hmm. And all she said was a perspective of her own thing. I got hurt in that moment. Because I was like, damn, here I am. I want to provide for my family. I want Callie to have a good time on this roller coaster, enjoy herself. Katie didn't say anything to attack me. But the way I internalized it, I'm like, wow, you don't appreciate me. I didn't say this to her, but she'll hear it now. She'll hear it now. You don't appreciate me. Like, I got to make all these financial commitments. So I'm just at least trying to get a little getaway from Friday to Monday. And all you have in your mind is, a perception of something. You know what I did? Do you know what I did?
What'd you do?
I asked ChatGPT about it.
Oh, I've done that.
No, I did.
Yeah.
Because my initial response was like, why would you say this type thing?
Aggressive. Yeah.
You know what ChatGPT told me?
What's that?
It said my brother.
It did not say my brother.
Bro, I swear to God.
It speaks to you with my brother?
Yeah, it does. It says my brother. It says my brother. This is a really valid situation that you got here. However, Katie didn't say anything derogatory towards you. She simply offered a perception of what she has heard in her life. So you do not need to be offended by this. You know what it said? It said on this one, I wouldn't say a word.
Wow.
Very different from my own response.
Give it up for AI.
It was pretty sick. But you know what I did? Katie called me. I'm like, hello. She's like, you mad at me? I said, no. Why do you think that? Why do you think that? She said, listen, because she knows me very well. And you know what's crazy? She said, Dave, I'm so sorry if I offended you, but I wasn't attacking anything that you were doing. It said the exact same thing as ChatGPT said. It was just offering me a perception. And too often we get very offended. That could have been a small thing that I allowed to just expand. And then now we're down there. Now she sees something ghetto and she does something like that. And then boom, I lose it because I'm like on a complete different thought process than where I should be.
That was a good example.
Was it good?
Yeah.
I wasn't planning on speaking about it. Hopefully, by the time this comes out, hopefully our vacation went great and it wasn't ghetto.
Yeah, that was a good example. Got the wheels moving.
Let's go.
All right. I'm grinding, and it almost feels like I'm spinning my wheels. Issue is I don't really have a plan B, which I thought was good because I'm all in. Did you have a backup plan? I relate to this one. Oof. Oof. Let's go. Let's talk about this.
This is good.
Dr. Phil, let's go.
I gotta gather my
Pastor Reg.
gather my thoughts. All right.
I'll keep talking
So I'm gonna say
trash.
something bold though.
Uh-oh.
I think that backup plans are the separator in a couple different things here. Those who, what am I trying to say? There's what's the quote that I'm thinking of? The best way out is always through, right? But I'm thinking of the backup plan here and crisis. There's people who have backup plans and can get through a crisis, and those who don't have backup plans that get crushed by the crisis. Think about this building that we're in right now.
Oh, don't say something like it's going to come down.
No. But for a reason, I believe that there's probably fire exits here.
Yes.
There has
to be. It's a building, yeah.
But every single day that I come into this building, I use the same entrance over and over and over and over again. But there's a reason why the backup plan, in case of a fire, there's another exit.
Yes.
Because if there's not another exit, when the crisis comes, this building is going to burn down. But hopefully, if the elevator stops working, there's a staircase in the back that we probably know about that we can walk down, right? Hopefully no cops in Stanford are listening to this and come check us out for any liabilities in the building. But our life is the same way, CV. I think oftentimes it's really good to move as if you have no backup plan, but there always should be some level of a backup. Me in my own life right now, if podcasting went away, Greenberg went away, Ace went away, what is my backup plan? What would you think it is?
Personal training.
Bang.
Do I know you or do I know you?
No, but like exactly, right? It's not on the forefront of my mind by any means.
It's a skill set that you
But
own.
it's
It's in your pocket.
It's a skill set that I embody, that I'm a motivated individual. I live in my own life. I'd be able to make ends meet for my family if it all went away. And I think sometimes we lose sight of any backup plan, and that's when the crisis comes and you lose your job or your marriage ends and you didn't have any plan B of anybody else in your life that you could talk to when your marriage ended. Now you go into a deep depression because you didn't even have or keep close two friends from your past that you could talk to, right? So I don't think backup plans are a bad thing. I think they're good to have, but it's not the primary thought process as you're going through your day-to-day life.
That was good. Maybe instead of calling it a backup plan, it's the emergency exit.
Oh, well, I'm just thinking of this building.
Yeah,
right?
no,
Like,
no, it made sense.
I'm thinking we're big on analogies today, huh? We got the mental trash and
We're gonna call this the big analogy.
the business. Yeah. So no rebuttal to that?
I'm thinking it, man. I'm thinking it because
Look, you did this, bro.
Yeah,
like
no,
when
I
you
know.
chose to leave your career,
yeah.
you had a skill set.
But so that's a good point though. So this was my backup plan. So now it's my A plan.
Uh-huh.
And what is my backup plan right now? And I got to be honest, I don't have one. And the fact that you just said what you said, it kind of made me think a
What do you
little
mean
bit.
you don't have one?
Well, no, I probably do. I guess I'm so focused on the
No, but
A thing.
even in your industry, you still have it.
Oh, just
you,
the downsize.
but you can not even just downsize, but you can shift completely to a whole different. Like right now, you're making money on the podcasting game, right? But you can shift completely, but still utilizing a camera. You can easily create a whole nother business off of portraits and going back. And I know you're still doing some of that, but that can be your backup plan and escape fully from podcasting. Podcasting is just a way for you to make money. That camera is really the goal. Yeah. Now, if they stop creating cameras in the world, now you might struggle to...
My drawing skills better get up.
Right. Listen, you put... not hydraulics on my car, but what would you put on my car, bro?
A lift.
Oh yeah, you put a lift kit. Fun fact: CV put a lift kit on my my white Ghost.
Ghost Wrangler.
Ghost was fire. It was a Wrangler, 2017, I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
It was 2017. My boy watched this is how much I trust you, bro. My boy watched a YouTube video and said, "Yo, I think I could do this." He did it. We got in together at the same time to try it to make sure that the wheels didn't fall off.
She was legit, bro.
Right, so you have a side hustle there, but you're bringing it back in here. Like I do, from what this guy or girl was saying, they are just all in on the thing, right? And that's cool. You can be all in on a thing. Like right now, we're all in on podcasting and building Ace. You know what I mean? Like that's what we're doing. However, if you have a family, you do need to have some level of a backup plan.
Is it so? There are backup plans to backup plans, right? So not two backup plans, but different ways, right? Because I've always believed this, that your skill set is your backup plan, right? So if you have, and you kind of alluded to it with personal training, mine is this, you have a skill set that you've learned, that you've acquired, that's in your tool chest. And the more of those that you have, or the ones that you do have, that is kind of essentially, if shit hits a fan, I'm going to be able to survive by doing some of that. But that is a very different conversation when you now bring in what you just said, which is about you have a family to provide for.
Mm-hmm.
So now the intensity of that plan B needs to be magnified a little bit, because there's no longer, like, I can stop this today, and at the end of the day, I just have myself to worry about, my wife, and that's really it. I don't have kids. I don't have a family. I don't have something major that I have to be like, oh my God, I have to make sure that I provide for Callie, or I provide for my wife, or whatever. So that plan might have to be a little bit more strategic, because there's a difference in me losing everything and having to worry just about me.
Mm-hmm.
And for instance, I'll use you as the example, is you losing everything, and now you have your daughter you have to be mindful of, you have to your significant other you have to be mindful of, you have to be mindful of just all different kind of, it's a bigger thing, you know what I mean?
I mean, but it's not an excuse. Like,
no, I'm not saying it's an excuse, I'm just saying
my brain immediately goes to, this is the United States of America. You can get money. Service-based industries, right? Like, anybody can, because I agree with what you're saying in terms of, like, you have your bills that need to be paid, right? Like, there's an obligation there, like aftercare, whatever it is with the kids, dental, like anything. But anybody, you don't even need a skill set. Maybe you need to be on time and, have some level of a work ethic. But, like, from a skill standpoint, you can go to a catering hall and make $250 a day. Anybody can do that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, there's really no excuse not to be making money out here. Now, again, ego-wise, that's a whole different conversation. Are you willing to, get into go to see the boss of that catering hall and be like, hey, man, look, I kind of lost everything. I'm a really hard worker. Give me a shift. Caddying, same thing for the men out there. The caddying money is ridiculous. You can make between $200 and $400 a day cash. There is no excuse. I used to sit there, and there was specifically Jamaicans and Dominicans take all their money and send it back to their country for their family. And they are busting their ass. I'm not saying it's not going to be hard work, but those are two specific things in a service-based industry. You can go get money, bro. I don't really have any remorse for people who are like, I can't find work. No, you can't find work in the thing that you want to do right now. That's a very different conversation than you being able to go make $1,000 a week to pay your bills. Stuff?
No, I mean, I believe it. That wasn't the question for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on board. This is not a country that doesn't have. It's a land of opportunities for a reason. Like, you're right.
100%.
You can survive. This is not that kind of a country where there are zero. There's other countries that have zero opportunities. Right. This is not one of them. So I agree with that. I thought we were talking about Plan Bs, but
yeah, but that is a Plan B, bro.
Yeah, well, that's like at the very bare
alluded
minimum.
To people who don't have skill sets. Like, if your skill set isn't there, so I'm giving you another option. That's like, yeah, you're a family person. You got to pay the bills. All right, go into a service-based industry. There's restaurants all over the place.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Restaurants are different than catering halls, though. Catering halls, like, they'll pay you money out here per day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I like it. This is good. It makes sense. I'm on board.
Shout out to Boundless Nutrition, because if you're serious about your health, your performance, and your lifestyle, this place is a game changer. Boundless Nutrition is a hub for people who refuse to live average. We're talking ready-to-go healthy meals for busy professionals, sports performance supplements, vitamins you can trust, training gear, and the best protein shake bar around. So whether you're chasing strength, fat loss, endurance, or just trying to feel better day to day, they've got you covered. And let me say this, Amanda and the entire Boundless team are incredible, knowledgeable, welcoming, and genuinely invested in helping you win. If you're in Westchester County, New York, stop by 54 Washington Avenue in Pleasantville and experience it for yourself. You can tell them you're a friend of Dave's, and find them on Instagram at Boundless Nutrition NY. Because at the end of the day, change your lifestyle, change your life. Now, back to the epic.
I'm on board.
There's a situation now at the end. What is the note there?
It says connecting in gym situation.
Okay. So I want to talk to you about this, my brother. I want to have the conversation.
Let's go.
I'm struggling a little bit, and this has happened multiple times now in my life. People come up to me, whether it's in the gym, whether it's out in the street now. Yo, man, I want to connect. Okay? The initial response, yeah, no problem. Hit me up. Whatever. 9 out of 10 people, they just go away and they don't hit you up. And then you got the one person that really wants to connect with you. I have an issue these days with certain individuals that are acting like they know me and that it's my responsibility to go meet up with you, have lunch, and pour into you. I met a gentleman, nice young guy. He's like, yo, I follow everything that you do. I really appreciate all the motivation. I'd love to get lunch with you one day. My brother, I'm not going to get lunch with you, bro. I'm not doing it, right? Because if that's me, my way of handling this situation is much different. This specific individual that I'm talking about, I haven't seen him at one of my events. I haven't seen him in my Instagram. I haven't seen him dropping comments and supporting and liking and, making it a point for me to know even who he is. He said, I follow everything that you do. I love it. I want to go to lunch with you and pick your brain.
Here's an immediate redirect for you.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about a different answer,
Yeah.
but here's the immediate redirect. Perfect. I'll do you one better.
Okay.
Instead of having lunch together, let's go to dinner together.
Whoa.
Once a month, there's a dinner.
Oh, there you go.
There's a dinner out there. Meet me here. And you basically funnel him in that direction. And then the other things that you're talking about are very clear. Because then it's like, one, he's showing up. If he's showing up, all right, now you can give him, because you're there for that.
Right.
That's your job in that moment.
Anybody in my network, I want to
Yeah.
be clear. Anybody in my network, I open the door for them to have phone conversations with me. They text me all day long. We'll go get coffee. I'll go to dinner with you. I'll go to lunch with you. But those are real relationships that are built over time. Like this person, and you said, I follow everything that you do. So you know that we got a leadership dinner once a month.
Yeah.
Now we have 2 leadership
Two. I
dinners.
was going to say 2.
We have workouts. We have events. I've never seen you at any of these. You've seen me either at the gym, because I don't want to be too specific about the gym. You've seen me either at the gym or you just seen me out and about. And now you think it's okay to approach somebody who's a stranger. Like, you're a stranger to me, bro. I don't know anything about you. I don't even know your name. And I would never move like that.
Well, I'll tell you this. I think you don't look at it so intently, because I think new levels comes with new devils, as you eloquently have said in the past. Mm-hmm. And I think this is one of those things. You are out there. So people will see you, and if they are actually following, they probably do feel like they know you because you're probably in their ear every day or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. This is normal, and then for you it's not, because it's new or newer. And that sometimes may be like, what are you thinking? Like, do you think I have time to just have lunch with every single person that I get it? But that's okay. That you can't feel a way about that, because that's a good thing. I think it's a really good thing. Yes. It allows you the redirection of being like, cool, man. Like, yeah, I would love to get to know you a little bit more. We have a dinner coming up on this date. Come up. And when that time happens, one, you'll see if it's for real. And if it is for real, it's your job in that moment to have that opportunity. Hey, we're here. We're all here. We're having conversations. We're networking. Part of this dinner is that, to get to know each other. And you kind of funnel it that way. At some point, you'll have somebody be like, oh, yeah, just talk to my assistant. And then, and then the assistant will kind of create a plan or figure out. But, it is out there to think that you're not busy.
I don't think it's that. I'm not taking it as that. And I do want to be clear, because you said something important. I'm humbled by it. Like again, this person wants to go out. Cool. I think that's a good thing. I was trying to break it down more for people listening that want to connect with people in business in general.
Yeah, going about it the right way.
Bro, I would never go up to somebody. I would never do it unless I already had leverage. Yo, I just came to 2 of your events.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that post that you just posted about you and your daughter, that was dope, bro. I have a daughter, and like it really resonated with me. Like it was awesome. Hey, man, I like everything that you do. I'm sorry if I'm annoying. Like I always drop comments on your stuff. My Instagram name is this. You know what I'm saying? You have to establish some level of connection with somebody prior to just asking them to coffee or lunch. I have no responsibility in life as a man of God or anything to go on a date with a stranger. Because that's essentially what you're asking me to do. Like, I'm almost think it's crazy because I can't think that way. And all I'm trying to use this situation as is those people who are out there that really want to connect with people and build networks. Like, bro, dive into their network.
So I don't
Connect with them.
I don't want to get too detailed about this person or whatever it is. Is this a younger person, older person?
It's kind of middle age, bro. Like I don't know.
Like in your thing?
And that's what makes me like it's a little odd, man, because like you don't know that.
Yeah, that's tough. I can understand.
weird.
I can understand how that's can come off that way, but I wouldn't interpret it in any other way other than it's somebody that looks up to you and somebody that wants to, and maybe they're direct. They want instead of having to do all the other things, they want to see if they can get lucky and be like, "Yo, let's go on a date." And I get it. It's not the right thing, but he's gonna learn it's not the right thing. And
You think he's listening to this?
And hey, if he's following, he will listen to this and he will understand that ultimately, there is a right way of going about things in business, and then there's a wrong way. And
I'm not bugging though, right?
no, I get it. I get it 100%.
Stranger danger.
But that's you need to get out of that phase though,
Yeah.
and just redirect. Be like, oh, great, come to our dinner. We'll have dinner instead.
Right.
And
No
you
lunch.
leave it at
No
that.
lunch
Yeah.
for you.
Nah,
It's a
no
leadership
lunch.
dinner.
Lunch is only for for clients, or for
Yeah, see, it kind of
VIPs.
bothers. The thing that I'm struggling with, it bothers me that you don't have the common sense to think that way, because now that's telling me already that like we're not going to really align. If you can't think that way, bro, you're a grown man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I'm not out here. Like, I'm out in the community, but also like we do events in Westchester. So like the easiest thing for you to do is just pull up. Just pull up. Like, you don't even have to talk to me, but I'm going to talk to you because you came to the event. Because you know how it is when we walk through the door. Yo, man, what's up? I'm Dave. How'd you hear about it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it almost concerns me that this person doesn't have that level of intelligence.
Well,
behind,
there's people out there that are very oblivious, and and again, I don't know who.
But
this
I don't
is
think
or
I'm
whatever.
for everybody. Then I don't think. I
No,
have
but
to be.
that's normal. That's and again, if not for nothing else, he's going to learn. He's going to learn that this is not the way you go about it, and this is how you lose out on an opportunity, a potential opportunity, or he's going to make the best out of it and listen to this, like it, subscribe, go to your post, like it, subscribe, and show up to a dinner. And then the conversation. This will be like an anecdote in the future.
Right.
And,
Like I feel like there's like warm taps that you can do in this situation, right? Like warm taps. Like
I agree with that. Though.
you could just shoot me. You could shoot me a DM. Hey man, I was the one that was in the gym. Just wanted to follow up here. I'm gonna just stay in touch. Whatever. Now on my comments, I see you every once in a while. Like little things like that. Maybe it's an email. I don't know. Maybe then you show up to and it doesn't happen all at one time. You slowly, bro. Like,
Yeah. Well, he obviously felt comfortable,
but
and that's
how?
wrong. And it's wrong.
It's because you listen to me on a podcast.
It's probably because he sees you. Probably because you're
Damn.
within like reach. I mean, I can only imagine. And this is a good question. I'm gonna answer this question too. Imagine seeing a household name famous person that you look up to, that you like.
Ed Milet.
Perfect.
Yep.
And you happen to just coincidentally go to the same place that he frequents all the time. So, and I know you're gonna hit me with, what I would do was I would tell him, but if you have the opportunity to meet this dude, and it's like, this is your guy, you may want to try and seize the opportunity and be like, hey,
Not that way. Let me take you to dinner, bro. No.
you want to go? You want
But
to?
you know what I would do? What I would do to Ed Milet? I would walk up to Ed Milet and say, Ed, I know you don't know me from a hole in the wall.
Let's do a podcast right now.
No, but you changed my life. Because back in 2017, when I was in a really dark moment, your voice, along with Tony Robbins, sent chills through my body. And ever since then, I became locked into personal professional development. Your journey with your father battling addiction and him overcoming that was the inspiration that I needed to hear when my mom was first getting sober, right? Your level of routine that you started to talk about in 2017 with hydrating and being grateful every day. Those are things that I implemented immediately and didn't say anything to anybody about. But you changed my life, bro. I just want to let you know that. God bless you. And then I would not ask him for anything. I would just say thank you. I would say thank you. And then if I saw him again, now you don't know what he would say to me. But I'm not going to be like, yo, man, I just followed you, from the, like, you see how specific I was with the things that he shifted my life with?
Let me interject here. This is David Regina, a leadership expert who's got a bunch of years under his belt at honing in on his craft, his vocabulary, and his articulation. Well, the vocabulary part, that's suspect because sometimes you go off the, So you're right. You said the right thing. You said the perfect thing. Cool. And I'm not saying that this person is okay or normal.
He got gray in his
his
hair, bro.
I'm just saying he's one of these that sees the opportunity in the moment and kind of came at you sideways. But again, it's the only person that's going to lose the situation is going to be him because he's going to learn very quickly that that's not how you go about it, you know? And when he hears this, if he's a true fan and follower, he's going to hear what the right way is. So don't be surprised if next time he hits you with the same line.
Bro, but when I tell you this man asked me to lunch, I was like,
Who are you?
Bro, I was like, I'm sorry. Hit him with the...
You didn't even take that.
Yeah. What? Like, I don't know, man. It was a little look.
Yeah, no, it's weird.
I think it is a good, like, from your point, right? What you're saying, again, a very humbling thing, but like, I'm just never walking up to a stranger, like, because at the end of the day, I'm a stranger. I'm just not asking somebody to go out.
Do you think that Dave Regina, circa when did you start listening to Ed Milet?
2017.
So circa 2017 would have responded the same way that you're responding right now?
Yeah, bro. I've always had a business mind. Like, as long as you've known me, you've known me that long. I would never and that's why I think it's hard for me. And that's why I'm trying to make it a teachable moment for anybody who's younger out there that's trying to do something. You know what I mean? Because I think the intention is not bad, but the delivery was horrific.
Yeah.
Like you really want to always, again, be of service and be of value to somebody. You don't want to make it feel like, oh yeah, like, you want to come to dinner? Like, that's very aggressive. A dinner, a coffee, a thing. That, if anything, it should have been like, yo, man, like, I see you working out. Like, if ever you want to get a run in together. You know what I mean? Like, something super that's like, you're already in the space. It makes a little sense. Yo, man, when you're in the sauna, we chop it up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many other things. In 2017, I would definitely not have handled it the way that person did by any means. And I was, in my 20s back then. Right? Was that? Yeah, it was 10 years ago.
You would know best.
Yeah, it's 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I was a young lad, but still, man, I don't know. I grew up different. But again, I think maybe social media like changes the game for people. Maybe the podcast is different. People hear us, and that's dope. Again, super dope, bro. But you still have to have that boundary. Like, I'm still a human being. Like, somebody did it to me in the park. I was with my daughter, and
that just goes down to respect at the end. Yeah,
I didn't like this situation either. Like, I was with Callie and I was pushing her on the swing, and this dude just like completely came over to me, just starting talking about, everything that like I'm doing and everything he's saying. I'm like,
randomly,
yeah, and it was
that's gotta be because
it was nice.
Daughter too.
It was nice, bro. Like, really, really nice. And again, humbling. Sorry, I don't want to ever take away. And listen, it feeds my ego for sure and my confidence. So I want to keep hearing it. But I also think, like, if I saw Ed Milet with his child pushing around a swing, and I might, I might be like, yo, thank you, bro. I just want to say thank you. You're a great dad. Keep moving. To stop and like, introduce yourself. And it's a different time and a place.
I'll tell you this. This is God's way of giving you a learning moment. And I'm here why. This could be 10 times worse. You could be extremely, not that you're not famous now.
Bro, extremely. Stop. Do not do that to me. Do not make it seem like I am.
No, okay, fine.
No, because that is not what I'm saying,
but
bro.
Wait, let me finish, because this is not that I was trying to make fun there. But you imagine if you are famous, where like this happens all the time.
Yeah, Justin Bieber, I can't
If
imagine,
you think
bro.
about those dudes, they can't go anywhere.
He can't. He said
anywhere.
it.
Yeah,
Bieber
It's
had.
tough.
There was a video of him outside his house, and he had to ask these girls. He said, like, think about where you sleep at night. Would you want all these people? And he said it like this. He's like, would you want all these people outside your house? Like, you're in my house.
Yeah.
And you know what she said? She said, can I have a hug? And you know what he said?
Nope.
He said, not here. And he set the boundary. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it was cool.
Yeah.
And I do love that, bro.
But that,
again,
what I was saying though, this
yeah.
is it's a okay.
I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to be famous.
No.
You know what I mean?
I was just messing around. I really was messing around. But it could be that's the lesson to take out of it. Like this could come in more abundance and learning how to like mitigate with these things and be able to like in that moment set a boundary, but also not let the fan per se down, because that's also like you have to think of that like, you know, if you have ever met like a famous person and you go up to him like, hey Dave Regina, it's great to meet you, and he hits you with like some attitude, and that it's disheartening for somebody who's like, oh, I never expected him to be such a dick.
Right.
And he's not a dick. You
No.
just happen to come at him sideways, and in his daily life is crazy. So, you know, take it as that. It's like as a maybe, you know, that's God's way of saying that's coming in abundance in the future. So here
Just
you go.
get
Here's your
prepared.
first taste.
It's preparation.
Yeah.
I love it. I again, man, I struggle with like even that moment at the park. I had a full blown conversation with the guy for 17 minutes. Like I'm horrible. You know what I mean? Because I love people.
Yeah.
And I love talking to them, and but it did take away. And my daughter is grabbing me. Daddy push me. Daddy push me.
Yeah.
And then I'm being rude to my daughter. Stop interrupting me. You know what I mean? And here I am prioritizing a stranger.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know how to. You know, I'm just getting my feet wet with it. But yeah, I think there's like boundaries. So I think that topic was something I wanted to discuss because I see it. You know.
Yeah. No, I think it's good, and it's, you know, at the very least, it's gonna hopefully. If people are true to their word and they are followers, they will hear this. And they will, at the very least, know that there's a map to do things the right way.
Drop comments, come to events.
Show up, and then we can meet.
Right. But that's what's pretty cool, man. Like, as we're on this build out of ACE and all this stuff, like, we're so accessible, bro. Like, you can just come.
Well, I think that's also the thing, though. Like, it's where you're in a place where it's in the beginning. It is in the beginning start part of the journey.
Absolutely.
And now there's some notoriety there. So now people will see you around, like, oh, I know who you are. And, you know, and it's, you know, as you get bigger, that tends to change. Because right now this is your living environment.
Right.
I mean, you look at like where you live, and yeah, that's your living town. But then you have a living other town that you work at, and then you do have a living county that you live in, you know, so it's very accessible.
Yes.
And then it eventually is going to get to a point where you probably won't be in this same living environment, and you won't be as accessible. But right now, because you are, it's easier for people to just be like, oh, hey, what's going on?
And I love it. I love being accessible. I love it. I talk about that all the time, right? But like, I don't want to be overly accessible where people think it's cool. Like, yo, man, let's go to dinner. I don't know you, bro. Let's go to lunch.
You could have gotten some good lunch out of it.
Yeah,
man.
I don't know. But listen, guys, continue to and thank you, CV. I love going back and forth. It's a great conversation. Continue to send your questions in anytime you guys see a poll. As always, we want to say thank you. Continue to spread the message. You know, we want to encourage you to not snooze on your life. That's what this whole podcast is about. It's a call to action. Wake up and attack. Ha, 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 us. Wake up and attack everything that you do. All right. So whether you listen to one episode or 271, we're truly grateful. It's been a wonderful journey. If you have not checked out my latest book called 30 Lessons to Lead, really would love for you guys to grab a copy there. We're out on all platforms, baby. All right. So until next time, stop snoozing.
Get up and get after it.
And I'm not going to lunch with you, bro. Thank you guys for tuning in. That's another epi in the books. You can follow us on Instagram at No Snooze Podcast and leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, No Snooze. Shop the latest merch at NoSnoozeShop.com. Come on.